The Jake Denham. My man Jake. What current fitness fad is most concerning to you? It's a good question. The most concerning to me lately, it used to be kind of marketable catchphrase diets because people would think that they need to follow said diet or they're not doing it right. That bothered me. Elimination diets, a macro elimination, be it low fat, low carb, whatever, bullshit. But lately, it's this push for people to start putting the cart before the horse. And they start getting really into sport-specific performance training without building a strength base. And I wish I had, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have any kind of concrete scientific proof. But I'm guaranteeing you, just knowing shit, this is why you're starting to see so many young athletes injure themselves way more than they used to. Way more, especially in knees, hips, and posterior chain. Their hamstrings. People are blowing out hammies, 18-year-old football players, college wrestlers, sprinters, basketball players. They're hurting themselves way the fuck more, and it's because the science of sport-specific performance training is super high right now. And I think that that's amazing. And I think you, men and women out there who are looking to take your game to the next level, should engage in sport-specific training. It's just got to come after you get a foundational strength base. People literally no fucking clue how to do weighted chin-ups, can't do any squats, they can barely do push-ups, and they're now going into doing like extreme plyometrics. Fuck that. No wonder everyone's blowing out their knees and their hammies. That is the most, like you see these like college, great, they're all good athletes, these college like goalkeepers and lacrosse players, football players, hockey players, sprinters, and they're all out there, they're doing like extremely like very narrow, high level isometric speed strength training and plyometric training and speed strength training. And the capacity work, and like they put that cart in front of the horse, and it's like sure enough, man, you're just seeing an insanely high level of injury. And my belief is that that's why. Even if you're talking purely aesthetic, people go down this rabbit hole of like what is the most completely high detailed, elaborate volume training hypertrophy program. And I was like, bitch, you can't even deadlift your weight, let alone double. You literally can't deadlift your body weight. You're a 225 pound sack of shit. And you want to do like a double, twice a day double split of like volume, like fuck off, man. You got to put that, that horse in front of your cart. Get a good horse. Anybody know anything about cars, right? I love hot rods. I love American muscle cars. I like and appreciate European sports cars and like the new Japanese kind of like the Fast and Furious. I think I appreciate it. It's fucking amazing. The performance is, the high compression engine you're seeing. I love those like those second generation RX-7s, that Wankel rotary. I dig those. I'd buy that. But anyway, I like American muscle cars, right? I used to have this guy, a friend of mine, and he was a mechanic, and he was a really good one. He was like a high performance mechanic, and he used to take VW bugs, and he would drop Chevy 350s in them, and they would just blow the doors off. He would take them out to the racetrack, Chantry Flats, whatnot, and he would just get. When he was 17, 18 years, he started doing that. He ran into a lot of problems. Why? Because he had the know-how to put this giant Chevy small block into the kind of the engine compartment of this VW bug. But he never did. He never changed the tires, wheels, chassis, rear end. And then you put it, and you get it, and fire it up, and then you start rolling, and you get it out of like second gear, and the fucking wheels would break off. The whole rear would be like, because there's too much torque for that small rinky-dink frame, right? And that's what's happening a lot of times now, where people, they don't build up their strength base. Their body is not rigid, it's not resilient. And then they want to go and they want to do like sprint training and MMA training, and then they want to do plyometrics, and they want to do this and that and that. And it's like, well, you haven't built the rear end and the chassis. And your engine's going to get bigger, and eventually that shit, your wheel's going to fall off, brother. That. My least favorite trend.